For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
News team, assemble!
Joining us live because if you want to know anything about the Outer Banks, Sam Walker's the dude to fill you in.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
Always appreciate talking to you.
Always good stuff with Sam Walker in the Outer Banks.
Now here's Les Nessman and the news.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to OBX Today Live for February 22nd, 2022. 2/22/22. Everybody's saying it. Yes, it's palindrome week here. So, hello. Let's get going right here with all the news, sports, and weather on this Tuesday morning. Wrapping up from the somewhat of a holiday weekend for some folks. Getting a chance to take advantage of yesterday and a little busy on the Outer Banks this last couple of days. Weather-wise, looks pretty decent. We're going to get a little wet for the next couple of days, but not a total washout, but just enough to, it's going to be more of an annoyance than anything else weather-wise. All right, let's start with situation in Kill Devil Hills. As going on right now starting yesterday, you've got this road project that's going on. Construction project on West 3rd Street, and the section of West 3rd Street right next to the Dare Center, which of course is the shopping center. Some people know it as the Belk Shopping Center, the Food Lion Shopping Center in Kill Devil Hills. That stretch of West 3rd Street is now closed until at least March 18th. This is all part of reconstruction of the street itself. They're also putting in new stormwater pipes and utility lines and a sidewalk that runs the length of West 3rd Street. And we've had periodic closures going on throughout the winter along West 3rd Street. But this is the big part that's going to close the busiest section of it between 158 and the entrance to the Dare Center right next to Belk. That's still going to be open, and the entrances to the shopping center down by the Food Lion and down by the fire station are going to stay open. But traffic going in and out on West 3rd Street, which is a pretty busy thoroughfare, it's going to be detoured along West 5th Street during this closure. They're really hoping people won't cut through the shopping center, but we know they will. And it's going to take about a month, less than a month. March 18th is when this is expected to be completed. There's going to be new drainage culvert there, some multiple small drainage cross lines, new water mains, new curb and gutter. And they're also going to shift slightly West 3rd Street as it approaches 158, kind of get that kink out of there. And make it a little bit better intersection with 158. So that closure going on now through March 18th. So if you are running through there, notice all that you will have to cut through the Dare Center parking lot, but better to go down to West 5th Street to get over to 3rd Street. One of the other side streets also closed today as part of that work going on. C-Swept Road, the intersection of C-Swept Road and West 3rd Street. Part of that intersection, the south side's closed this morning for work that's going on there at C-Swept Road. But again, keep that traffic issue there in mind as you make your way in through Kill Devil Hills. All right, let's see. All that smoke you've been seeing, and we've had a lot of folks asking about it, especially over the weekend, because folks coming in from out of town, not really familiar with what goes on this time of year sometimes, and seeing all the smoke and the fire that's going on. That is part of what's prescribed burns going on. This is the time of year when prescribed burns take place in the marshlands and also in the understory of forests to benefit the environment and help prevent out-of-control wildfires. One of those fires is taking place in the Pine Island section of Corolla. It was right along the Audubon property. They had conducted a burn previously, and then we understand this may have been some privately owned marshland adjacent to that near the Currituck Club and Pine Island and Corolla. With several others going on over the weekend, actually yesterday as well. If you're up in Currituck and saw one going on west of Grandy, that's along the North River. That's privately owned marshland that was being burned. And you'll see smoke columns coming up from over towards the mainland as well. If you head over to Columbia, maybe going across the Wright Memorial Bridge or any of the bridges and see smoke coming up from there. Had a burn last week in Jockey's Ridge State Park. That's all part of burning off the dead grasses and encouraging better growth of new marsh grasses each year. It's kind of mimics a natural renewal cycle created by nature when a lightning strike sets the grass ablaze. And one thing to note is, all the marsh grass has gone to seed for the year, for this year. And this helps spread that out. Also creates nutrients in the soil so that grass does grow back healthier. They only, say, for example, Pine Island, they only burn about a third of their marsh every year. And that's part of their management strategy. So what they'll do is they'll burn about a third of it. So that gives, what animals that are around a chance to have somewhere else to go when that fire is lit. And also, kind of creates the exact conditions you would have for a wildfire. But the biggest thing is it does prevent wildfires as well. So if you're curious, all that smoke going on, that's what's happening with all those wildfires. All right. Sadly, one of the Corolla wild horses had to be euthanized last week. The Corolla Wild Horse Fund putting out that one of its stallions was in his mid-20s. They didn't have a name for this one. Or at least didn't put it in, Meg Puckett didn't put it in her story. We've got it at obxtoday.com and the post they put up on Facebook. But that horse had to be euthanized. He had been seen or observed by the staff and vet for the last couple of months. It had become clear he was approaching the end of his life. And they did put out a little bit of concern, or rather answer some concerns that post on social media from folks that aren't, just flat out don't understand how they manage the horses and they address some of the concerns that were brought up, why it wasn't announced sooner, things like that. So we've got that story for you at obxtoday.com. Haven't heard about any new foals quite yet, but hopefully they will be, they'll have some new foals to talk about here real soon as we get into the spring and summer. It's OBX Today Live here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker. Glad to have you along with us. Wanted to, reloading some new graphics here, or actually some new pictures to go along with our next story here. So give us just a second as we load that up. The Dare County put out a really in-depth release over the weekend regarding their upgrades to the EMS and fire stations, or the EMS stations, rather. Dare County, of course, operates the emergency medical services on the Outer Banks on the Dare County side, and they are starting to kick off $47 million in makeovers. One of the biggest projects is one we've got up on the screen right now. This is going to be the new EMS and fire station in conjunction with the town of Kill Devil Hills. This, of course, is where the current fire station is. The highlighted part is where the new fire and EMS station is going to be located. That's in front of the current building, which is on the site of what was the Mako's restaurant. The county purchased that back last year, and they are going to start demolition soon and construction of the new fire and EMS station in conjunction with the town of Kill Devil Hills. Meanwhile, the town of Kill Devil Hills is going to convert the current fire station into their police station and move them out there on the highway because they've outgrown their facilities at Town Hall. There's also a lot of other details in the story we've got at obxtoday.com about what's going on with the modernization of their facilities. And you can find more info, like I said, at obxtoday.com. All right, some of the other news from the previous couple of days. The Town of Mania Board of Commissioners has removed the interim tag from Melissa Dickerson's position as town manager. They did so last Wednesday. Dickerson was appointed as the interim manager in December, while she continued to serve as a town planner. With Dickerson taking the town manager's job on a full-time basis, the Town of Mania has now formally advertised the town planner position as available. Prior to her work at the Town of Mania, she served in the office of U.S. Senator Kay Hagan, as well as at the North Carolina General Assembly and a district liaison for Congressman Brad Miller. Dickerson is a Mania graduate, went on to UNC Greensboro, as well as the UNC School of Government. Hatteras Inlet. Last week, the Dare County Waterways Commission held a virtual meeting last Monday and got an update on the status of Hatteras Inlet, which is not in great shape. Again, didn't take long. All those nasty winter storms we had, all the area that had been dredged in the South Ferry Channel back in November to about 6 to 7 feet and about 100 to 150 feet wide. It was all shoaled in and basically back to about 3 to 4 feet because of all the winter storms. One thing the Coast Guard notes that their boats out of Coast Guard Station Hatteras are having to go all the way down to Ocracoke Inlet to get in and out. That was key, and that was something that they tried to go through Ocracoke Inlet to respond to the plane crash down east off of Drum Inlet last week or weekend before last. And the Coast Guard noted that was a big problem because their 47-foot boat could not get through there. And then when they tried to come back in, they actually damaged the boat trying to get through Ocracoke and ripped the lower unit off one of their other boats, the smaller 29-footers. So update on that, islandfreepress.org. You can go there for the latest on the Hatteras dredging situation. It looks like the county dredge, the one that's being under construction in Louisiana right now, is moving forward rather rapidly and could be ready for sea trials by the early to mid-spring and could actually be here by late summer. The Corps of Engineers says that right now they're trying to get their dredges, the Merritt, the Brennan Dual, the Merritt back in as soon as they can, but it's been delayed because of other work going on elsewhere. There was some emergency dredging that took place last week before last in Rollinson Channel on the Hatteras side of the inlet. And also there was a project the Department of Transportation was using, a bucket and barge operation. They were just digging sand out of the channel and then taking it and putting it on the sand dunes that were damaged along Highway 12 on the north end of Ocracoke. Looks like the run for the Rodanthe Bridge run that's expected to take place, or scheduled to take place sometime in March when the bridge is ready, has filled up. There's more than, they've hit the capacity of 600 entrants. They originally were only going to do 300, but because of interest, they doubled the original expected estimate of 300 max to 600. Now, a waiting list has been created. There will be a 3-day right to opt out of the event, and they still have not firmed up a date, and that's because DOT is still trying to get its work done, or rather the contractor Flatiron on the Jug Handle Bridge, where the 5-mile and 5K run and walk will be taking place. Right now, the tentative date for it, March 5th, maybe March 12th, but it's going to be sometime in March, hopefully. But it looks like the bridge may not open to traffic until the end of March at the earliest. But again, the Rodanthe 5-mile and 5K bridge run and walk has maxed out, but there are spots available on a waiting list. You can go to islandfreepress.org or go to obxtoday.com and find info on how you can sign up for that. We'll take a break and come back here. It's OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker. Glad to have along with us. Make sure you mash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to know whenever we go live.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Our pet of the week for this week is Butterfly Boy. This cool cat is 10 months old. He came to the shelter after being an outdoor cat, but has transitioned well to indoor life. He is super chill, likes napping in the sun and snuggling. He is not fond of other cats, so a house with no other pets is best for him. To adopt Butterfly Boy or foster one of our other animals, you can come visit us Monday through Saturday at our shelter located in Manio. For more information, visit our website at www.obxspca.org or visit our OBX SPCA Facebook page.
All right, back on OBX Today Live here on Facebook and YouTube. Glad to have you along with us on this Tuesday morning, the 22nd of February. And sad news reported last week that Gail Howerson, the candy bomber, who had really gained a lot of popularity here on the Outer Banks over the last decades, 25 years. 20 years he'd been doing those candy bomber runs. Reenacting the Berlin airlift and doing those every December here on the Outer Banks in conjunction or at the same time as the First Light celebration. Gail Halverson passed away last week on the 17th at age 101. Pretty cool video that was put together a couple of years ago during one of the Candy Bomber appearances by our friend Captain John Towler with Killable Hills Police Department. He put together this video a couple of years ago detailing the Candy Bomber visits here on the Outer Banks.
It's a museum that actually flies. Yep. And what we do, we fly to different venues, air shows, as well as some schools. We fly to, and they have field trips that come out, and because we're a museum in that shows what America did for another country, and it's a good thing we did. And what we do is we educate people, because I know when I went to school, I learned nothing about the Berlin Airlift. I learned about it through aviation, of course, from working at the Berlin Airlift Historical Foundation. And so what we're doing is we're educating people on the history and just keeping it alive.
See, after the war, Germany was cut up into two pieces, the West and the East. And the people in the East wanted to take over Berlin. But we wouldn't let them, so we flew in all the food they had to have to stay alive. Because the people in the East cut off all their food coming to Berlin. So we flew all the food, the flour, and everything they had to eat, and everything they had to wear, across the East Germany into West Berlin.
We're all volunteers doing this, and to do it, I said it's an honor to do it. I meet great people. We go all over the east to southeast, sometimes up the Midwest, and we do a couple dozen air shows at least a year. Actually, one time we did up to 30. Usually it's like places like this that we go to that want us to come back all the time. They realize what a great job it is and how much people enjoy it. And so they're willing to come out here and have us around.
Well, this is my second time coming to the Candy Drop. This is my son's first time. It's great. There's so many kids that come out. The original lieutenant actually flies this original plane that dropped the candy the first time in Berlin, which is pretty amazing. I believe he's in his 90s.
Well, it's my first time, and I'm really excited and hoping I get a chocolate bar.
And it's great also because the kids, they see the history as real, as tangible. You touch it. You know, these kids now, and a lot of it is just that's so abstract with the videos and the TV and everything. And here it's like, you know, actual running aircraft, not something that's just dead in a museum somewhere. A lot of places you go to, it's like, oh, it's very nice, but don't touch. You know, stay away from my beautiful airplane. Here, no problem.
This is our first year here at the Santa Drop, and we're very excited about getting lots of what? Getting lots of
Candy!
Yeah, there you go.
Who gets the biggest kick are the people who actually were in Berlin as kids. They come out, like one time Tim met a woman who's actually, there's an age limit, I didn't know this, for the candy. It was 18 and she was just turned 18 and she couldn't go out for the candy drops and stuff. And she came to one of the air shows and Tim found out about it. He was like, we're doing a candy drop. So like here we had some candy on parachutes. And he goes, wait by the cockpit right there, by the front cockpit. And he went up and got a parachute, opened the window up, and he dropped it out saying, you're a kid again. And he dropped it out and she caught it. And it's really the people who were there as kids that get really the biggest, the emotional out of it. A lot of people come here, like the Candy Bomber Colonel Halverson. They come out here and they do this, and you see this is the actual guy, not somebody in a book or a video or whatever. It's the actual guy that started it all. And like he said, one small decision can lead to a life-changing event. And maybe one of these guys here will do something like this when they grow up, because they saw us one time at an air show.
I was amazed.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
Back on
Why is it called the candy?
because I dropped candy all over it. Okay, sit still a minute.
Again, that video from Captain John Towler at the Kittle Hills Police Department. Produces quite a bit of videos on his YouTube channel. Just something to do. It's just like we do. It's pretty cool. And that was from 2015. And again, Colonel Gail Howerson passed away last week at age 101. More of OBX Today Live straight ahead here on this Tuesday morning.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
When everybody's healthy in a community, you have a more productive community. We assess all our patients for mental health needs. We make referrals to mental health providers, and then in turn we can provide free medications, all the mental health medications they need through a grant that we have. With screening and preventive care, adults that are 45 and over, it's recommended that they have some type of colon cancer screening. And we do offer that to any of our patients 45 and over. We also refer all of our female patients to the health department for mammography. We collaborate with many local entities. We work closely with the Outer Banks Hospital and their Center for Healthy Living. We have partnerships with imaging centers where we can help people get affordable MRIs, CTs, specialist care, surgeries, x-rays. We do all our own lab work in-house. And we are focusing on patients with uncontrolled diabetes, working in a partnership also with the Beach Food Pantry to get healthy food choices and really spend time educating those patients about diabetes, the foods, and exercise. So really the sky's the limit, and we will find a way to get you access and make it for a healthier tomorrow.
Back here on OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube, I'm Sam Walker. Make sure you mash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to know whenever we go live. Good morning, everybody that's been checking in with us throughout the show. Marlene and Brandon out in West Virginia, Susan in Texas, Julie in West Virginia, George up in Connecticut, Jackie in Pennsylvania, and Merman Dan. Good morning, everybody. Make your dream come true. The Outer Banks Wedding Expo 2022. Access premier venues and local wedding professionals at this year's Expo, which is going to be held March 5th and 6th, presented by the Outer Banks Wedding Association. The event features the area's best and most reliable wedding vendors. If you've been dreaming about an Outer Banks destination wedding, it's essential to help you save time and money in the planning process. Get exclusive vendor perks and the chance to win $1,000 towards your OBX wedding. VIP tickets available for the Friday night welcome mixer will be at Sanctuary Vineyards in Jarvisburg. Plus, it gets you all the access to all the open venues and open houses on Saturday and Sunday. The Deluxe Canvas tote bag filled with Outer Banks Wedding Association swag, special promotions and goodies from Expo sponsors, and a VIP lanyard to collect more giveaways. Participating venues: Keeper's Galley at Haven on the Banks and Nag's Head, the Kitty Hawk Pier House at the Hilton Garden Inn, Pine Island Lodge in Corolla, the Sanderling Resort, and the Whalehead Club in historic Corolla. Visit obxwa.com/expo for tickets and information, or go to obxtoday.com. We got a story up there right now. The North Carolina Fair Division has got another job fair coming up. Their career fair at the Ocracoke Community Center is tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, if you can't make it to one of those career fairs, you can stop by any of the dock houses at the ferries, whether it's in Hatteras Village or Currituck. You can Ocracoke, wherever. You can apply there if you'd like to become part of the ferry division staff, because they're looking for folks. Now you can go vote for one of the state's best multimodal transportation projects. And this year, the Ocracoke Express Tram and the Ocracoke Express Passenger Ferry are up for most voted category. You can check them out. Go to obxtoday.com. You can cast your votes up through midnight, March the 4th. And you can vote vote 3 times a day for your favorite project. All right, in sports, it's the high school basketball playoff time. The playoffs getting underway tonight for the public schools. We'll start with the boys' first round. First Flight hosting Jacksonville. Manio is at Green Central. Cape Hatteras at East Wake Academy. Currituck already down in Fayetteville to take on Terry Sanford. Camden is at South Granville. Voyager at Perquimans. North Lenore at Northeastern. Gates at Chatham Charter. Northside at Neuse Charter. And Southside at Pamlico. In girls action, first round today, Scotland County at First Flight. Mania travels all the way down to Fairmont. Triangle Math and Science making a long journey to Ocracoke. Cape Hatteras is at Bertie. Bunn at Northeastern. Camden at Farmville Central. Edenton at East Carteret. Pamlico at Perquimans. And Columbia at Northside. In the NCISAA 1A girls semifinals, that's tonight. Pungo Christian takes on Grace Christian in Sanford. One college basketball game last night. That was Carolina beating Louisville 70-63. OBX Today Weather Center forecast. We're going to see some clouds today and maybe some peaks of sun at times. A little warm. It'll be warmer than the last couple of days for sure. 67 for a high with south wind at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Although right along the sound, it may be a little bit cooler, especially on Hatteras Island. Even though the air temperature is going to be nice, just enough of a breeze to make it feel cooler over those cold sound waters. Mostly cloudy tonight, 56. Southwest winds 15 gusts to 20 at times. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. Few showers possible. We're not talking about total washout, but enough just to make things damp. High 67, but it's just going to be light showers. Cloudy Wednesday night, 48. Light showers Thursday, high 55. Maybe a few showers Friday and 68. And just 48 and cloudy Saturday. Sunday, some showers and 54. Monday, some showers and 45. So we're going to be going up and down, seesawing back and forth on the temperatures and on the rain chances. But again, it's not going to be a total washout. Thursday might be the only day where we'll really see any significant rainfall. Just going to be some scattered stuff, some light stuff out of this. Coastal marine forecast today, pretty benign, but still some cold water temperatures. South winds 10 to 15 knots, 1 to 2 foot waves in the sound, seas around 3 feet. We talked about our water temperatures in the low 40s on the ocean side, maybe around 50 on Hatteras Island, ocean side. Sound side, you're in the low to mid 40s. So keep that in mind, even at the warm air temperatures. If you have any water activities, make sure you are preparing for that. Make sure you're wearing the proper gear. You need to prepare for the water temperatures, not the air temperatures. Next tide change at Arganilla. It's a high tide at 11:42. Sunset tonight at 5:50. Sunrise tomorrow at 6:39. Currently outside our studios in Uptown Nags Head, we've got overcast and 58 degrees. And that's going to do it for today's edition of OBX Today Live for this February 22nd, 2022. Make sure you mash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell to know whenever we go live, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Gallup Funeral Services for presenting it. It's OBX Today Live. I'm Sam Walker. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. See ya.